one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why y'all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our block, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Yo, how's everybody doing tonight? Yo, I don't like the Arizona. For one, I don't like Arizonas anyways. Those are bottom tier drinks to me now. But I'm not disrespecting them because I remember what it was like in them days. Shit, I'm still in them days where the 99-cent drinks hit hard because that's all you got sometimes. But I don't like Arizonas. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm drinking one right now. I'll fuck up a Mucho Mango. I don't really like them, but I'll fuck it up if I'm thirsty. The fruit punch. I don't like the fruit punch for the specific reason of, not that it's nasty. It's not really nasty. I don't like that it's that color. Fruit punch should be red. I was always brought up on red fruit punch, bro. The only nasty ass red fruit punch, and there's probably a lot of nasty fruit punches out there. The only fruit punch I ever had that was nasty and it was red was Hawaiian punch. And I hate Hawaiian punch. When I really think about it, I don't like no drink that I liked as a kid because, I realize now why I enjoyed those as a kid. Because those were kid drinks. Because kid drinks taste disgusting now. I'm telling you. I don't know if they changed the formula. And it could be they changed the formula. Like, I'm pretty sure the drinks that we drunk as kids was just packed with sugar. Nowadays, every drink on the fucking aisle for kids is light, no sugar. Like, I'm telling you. And my little nephew be fucking them drinks up. Used to. Now, he don't fuck with them. He drink big dog drinks, motherfucker. We don't let him. We try not to let him drink sodas. He had like a year where we got lazy and that motherfucker was on sodas heavy. Every time I came to the house, that motherfucker had a soda in his hand. Now we got him on like drinks and shit now, but he don't drink like, look, he'll drink those kid drinks with the superheroes and shit on the top. But he really like those for the tops, not for the drinks. But he'll fuck up an Arizona because I'm drinking one of his Arizonas right. You gotta understand, this little man is in first grade. Kids grow up fast, bro. He be on a tablet all day and shit. On YouTube all day. It's crazy. Well, when he not in school. Because obviously he go to school. He in first grade. But yo, how's everybody doing out there? Yo, before we get into this also, another thing I want to talk about real quick. Some of you motherfuckers are weird. I will never understand this section or this group of people that be so invested in celebrities' lives. Like, they don't even be invested in, like, important celebrities. They don't even be invested in, like, Kim Kardashian, street rappers from Florida. They basically TMZs everywhere, bro. And I just got off Twitter, right? And I'm looking at this fucking post about Rich Homie Quan about to have a crazy year coming up, right? And it was like y'all know On the Block YouTube videos, I think it's what it's called, where rappers go in there and rap with the mic hanging. Like, it's shit real solid. But that was the video, basically. And it was saying he finna have a great year. In the comment section, somebody was talking about how him and Rich Homie Quan fell off because of his beat. No, it wasn't even in the comment section. Some other dude had tweeted about how Rich Homie Quan's beef with he was blackballed from the system, and you know his beef with Young Thug, and I'm like, because he didn't want another man calling him baby, he got black, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, how do you even know this? So like, that was my first thought when I saw that. But then some reason my dumb ass went to the comment section. I kid you not. I'm looking at 3. So the first comment that I'm looking at that caught my attention was somebody was like, that's not what happened. What happened was, and bruh start giving you a whole thing of what happened, as if he was there. But then somebody comment under his comment and was like, nah, see, that's not what happened. What happened was, and he explained what he thought happened. And then somebody commented under that comment and said, nah, see, both of y'all wrong. What happened was, and I completely lost my fucking mind because I'm like, yo, none of these 3 motherfuckers was at the situation that they are talking about. They were not present for the events that they are describing in detail. Yet, for some fucking reason, they are talking about these issues, discussing it with each other, telling each other that, no, this is not what happened, actually, this is what happened, as if they were there. And they wasn't. I don't understand that section of human being. I really don't. But some people might not understand why I stand on the back of a truck for multiple hours in a day and unload them and load them. So there we have that. People might not understand why I'm moving people's shit out of houses and shit. I agree with you. I'm trying to get rich though. So one day I pray I won't be doing that. But I don't understand the section of human beings that do that. Like, bro, are we not broke enough to where we should be worrying about ourselves and not that? Like, that's just insane to be sitting around thinking about, bro. Dead ass. Absolutely insane. But we're not going to make this video no longer than it got to be. Welcome to the show tonight. And we are doing of course, now 2 videos going to come about to pop the timeline quick. Because now we got to release the NFC predictions for this year before we get too deep into the season. I actually meant to release that one earlier this week. But I got caught up with the job, multiple other videos. But we've been on a good little, we on a nice little vibe right now. I'm liking it. I'm liking where I'm at right now. But listen. Predictions for week 2. Obviously, we can't do the Chiefs Chargers. That game's already taken place. But we can do all these other motherfucking teams. So let's get into it. Tampa Bay taking on New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints with the season opener. They won in week 1, as did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Neither team really had a great showing, but both teams fought hard. Well, the Saints more so because they had to actually come back from a deficit to win on the road. But both teams, fuck both teams. I don't mean that. I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this. Now, last year I picked Tom to win this. The year before that I would have probably picked Tom to win this. And if not for the fact that the Saints continue to murk this man, Tom Brady, I would have probably picked Tom again. But for some fucking reasons that I can't even explain, Dennis Allen has Tom Brady's number. He does. And I hate to admit that for the GOAT, but GOAT, Dennis Allen got your number, big dog. He really do. And while I do wish that the Saints offense would continue to grow and become more, dynamic, because I think you can get more out of Jameis if you allow him to throw the ball down the field, I kind of think Tampa going to get off to a slow start in this game. I really do. And not only that, I just don't think Tom right now, I think this Tampa is banged up right now. I think Tampa will start to hit their stride towards the end of the season like they did when Tom first got there and helped them win the Super Bowl. I don't think Tampa's going to start off the season as hot as they probably would have in previous seasons. For the simple reason, the only team that I think they battling with in their division is the Saints. I don't think they battling with with Carolina or the Falcons. Now, I done made it very clear that I don't think the Falcons or Tampa or Carolina will be good teams. But I continue to see the media push Carolina as if that's going to, and I'm not even talking about Skip Bayless bozo ass. I'm talking about, I done seen other analysts predict as if Baker and this team is going to be a good team. Bruh, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's easy for them to say that Jacoby will back up, but not Baker. These motherfuckers look damn near just alike last Sunday. But that's neither here nor there. Because I don't feel like the competition in this division will be as tough as some people think it will be. I think Tom's only competition in this division, Tampa's only competition will be the Saints. If they do what they're supposed to do, I don't think Tom and them boys going to have to rip off a crazy amount of wins early in the season. I think they'll be able to pace themselves, get healthy, get on the roll, get everything, ready for the playoffs. I think that's where Tom is at. And because I don't think the offense looked that great last week. Even, as a matter of fact, I don't even think the offense looked bad. The offense, and listen, Tom and them boys didn't play in the preseason and all that. I get it. Week 1 being a rocky offensive start don't really hold a shit ton on in my membrane, but I gotta equate it in a little bit. So, I mean, the Saints offense didn't look great to start their game last week. So I do think this is going to be a tough game, a gritty game, but I do think the Saints are going to end up winning this game in Tampa Bay. Washington, Detroit. Now listen, Detroit fans, any Detroit fan listening to this now or in the future, I do not have anything against Detroit. I just want y'all to know that. Y'all not going to like me anyways because I'm a Baltimore Raven fan and Justin Tucker hit the longest field goal in NFL history and y'all going to be bitching and crying about, oh, they should have called a delay a game. Get over it. Listen, I see y'all favored to win this game at home against the Commanders. And that's interesting to me. And I think the reason that they gave y'all the go-ahead is because of Carson and the combination of y'all putting up that many points against the Eagles last week. I'm here to tell you this, though, Detroit. Carson is about to air it out on y'all. Like, I want y'all to win this game. I really do. I want y'all to continue to, I want y'all to actually win games this year. Be competitive. Y'all not winning this game. I don't know why people think Carson Wentz is an absolute trash bag. Like, I don't think Carson Wentz is a far better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. And people ride for Baker more than they do for Carson. That's crazy to me. Because while I would not want Carson as my quarterback because of his inconsistencies at times, if I had to pick between him and Baker, it's not even close. So I don't understand how people ride for Baker the way they do, but they don't ride for Carson. And I'm not even saying ride for Carson is not what Dan Orlovsky was doing. But to understand, Carson Wentz is better than Jared Goff. And I'm going to be, if nothing else, I am consistent when I say, when it comes down to two teams that I feel like is evenly matched, I have to go with the better quarterback. You might not like Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. I respect that. But Carson Wentz is a better quarterback. He had a game last week, and when he had moments, he showed you, if Carson Wentz is on, he on. And then he threw the 2 interceptions to remind you that, I still make goofball decisions when I want to also. So I'm not really shocked by that from Carson, to be completely honest with you. But I understand, the people out there with a pause for Carson. However, the Lions have not shown me anything to make me believe that they're going to be able to beat a quarterback who actually can throw the ball just as good as Jalen Hurts. Like I told you, I don't care that Jalen Hurts can't throw as good as other quarterbacks. There's other ways to turn Jalen Hurts into a superstar winning quarterback. So that's not a shot at Jalen Hurts when I say that. I want y'all to understand that. And I said multiple times, if the only concern is to get Jalen Hurts to be able to throw the ball from the pocket, then you're going to kill this kid's career. Because you can get him so much better at everything else while he's improving at that aspect, where you don't have to hold back and pause on everything else. Because Jalen Hurts can do a lot of things similar to what Lamar could do when he first came in and wasn't the most accurate or great pocket quarterback. And they won because of that. So let Jalen Hurts be great in other areas until he is great in other areas. That's how I feel about Hurts. So your Lions defense can play a certain way against that, even though you still let A.J. Brown light your ass up. I believe that Carson Wentz and McLaurin can go in there and light up Detroit's defense. I don't think Detroit have a bad defense, but I don't think that's a reliable defense. I also don't think you can rely on Detroit putting up 30-plus fucking points 2 weeks in a row. Now, if they can go out there and put up 30 points 4 games in a row, you might convince me. But just because they put up 40 fucking points or 30-plus points in the first week of the season against the Eagles, that is not making me think that they can go out there and do that 2 weeks in a row. Not to mention, even though the Washington Commanders didn't have the greatest of games last week, they did still fucking win. Like, Carson Wentz played good enough to get his team a win. So I don't understand how Detroit is the favorite in this game. I really don't. Because while I'm not saying that the Commanders are, a great team or anything like that, I do think the Commanders are a better overall team than the Lions, and I also think they had a better quarterback. And if Carson Wentz go out and play another great game, not even great, Carson Wentz can go out there and be good, and they will beat the Lions because, for one, the Lions had a great game last week from DeAndre Swift. I like DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, though, hasn't shown me he's consistent enough to reel off 100-yard games back-to-back. And mind you, he had way more than 100 yards last game. If they can't have that same type of production from him this week, then now I'm going to have to count on Jared Goff to make up for the lack of production, or that to make up for those yards. Mind you, he had that game and they still didn't win last week. I'm supposed to think he's going to have back-to-back games like that. It's hard for me to do that. So because of that, I'm taking the Washington Commanders to win in a close game in Detroit. I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason I think it'll be close is because Carson will make a mistake here and there. But I do think Carson going to end up airing this bitch out in Detroit. Carolina, New York. Now listen, bro. Everybody think, oh, bro, he hates Baker. He hates Baker. Bro, I'm picking Baker and them boys to win this one. On the road in New York. I got no faith in Baker Mayfield on the road in New York, but I also have no faith in Daniel Jones at home in New York. And I love what Saquon Barkley was able to do last week, but I'm going to have to see Saquon put together a couple games like that again to believe that he is actually back. Because if Saquon Barkley can put together games, not necessarily exactly with what he did last week, but if Saquon Barkley is back to being a top running back in the NFL, which is still holding my breath on that because, it's hard to see a running back go through that type of injuries and end up coming back. Only AP was doing that type shit. But if Saquon is actually back as a top running back, that will make the New York Giants a more dynamic team. But then I do think that'll just spell, with a running back that's always hurt, for him to get healthy and have another great season, it's just another fear that he will be hurt again, because for him to have another great season, you imagine he's going to get the ball a lot, which was what got him hurt. I mean, look at how they got it's so weird that this is a Saquon, Christian McCaffrey matchup, ain't it? Because that's really the headline coming into this game. The two running backs at one point in time. That's what it would have been. It's what it should be right now, actually, compared to what these two quarterbacks are. But I see Skip capping for Carolina players like he all of a sudden love Carolina players. But to me, these offenses is pretty much evenly matched. I don't really see a huge difference on either side of the ball, aside from if Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley can go off, into which case I think it would basically even things out. The reason I'm taking Carolina is because I do think I like the Giants' defensive game, the first game of the season. I like Carolina, how they play in the game defensively towards the back end of that game. However, the reason I'm going to take Carolina is because I do think, as much as I don't think Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield are good quarterbacks, and I don't think that Matt Rule is a good head coach. I don't know on the Giants yet, but I don't think Matt Rule is a good head coach. I have far more faith in Brian Daboll. I really want to pick the Giants to win this game, bro. It's kind of like the Cleveland one last week when I first picked Carolina, but then I changed it to Cleveland because I was like, Cleveland's going to win that game. I don't know how, but they're going to win that game. That's exactly what I'm about to do right now. I don't know how. Nah, I'm not doing that. I just have no faith in Daniel Jones. I think Carolina will end up winning this game. I don't have too much conviction in this pick because I really don't like picking with Baker Mayfield because I don't think Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. I don't think he swing the needle for winning games. I think he can do a lot to help you lose a game, but I do not think he's shown enough that he can do anything to help you win a game. He do a lot of bitching and pouting and complaining and shit, and people make a lot of excuses for him, but at the end of the day, if you go look at the man's tape, it's not a good quarterback. And I hate that I'm picking this team right now because I'm almost fucking certain that the Giants are going to find a way to win this fucking game. But I'm going to pick Carolina just for the simple reason I do think Baker can make a play or two more than Daniel Jones. Even though I do not think Daniel Jones is as inaccurate as Baker Mayfield. It's in a real funny situation. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't like picking this game. Not this one. But I'm going to take Carolina. San Francisco is at home. No, I think they played at home. No, they played in Chicago last week. They got their home opener this week against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Seattle Seahawks performance on Monday Night Football, I understand they won't be playing against the Saints. They won't be playing against Russell Wilson for the next 16 games. So it's going to be interesting to see this. I told you I saw a Seattle fan say, okay, we won the game we needed to win. Now let's lose the rest of them and tank. And I'm still with that. I'm going to be honest with you. I am with that. Because as much as I'm happy for Geno. They wrote him out. He ain't right back, though. And that's super fucking important when we talk about it. They wrote him out. But he ain't right back, though. He ain't right back, though. And that's hella important. And I'm happy that, Pete Carroll is, doing this thing with Geno. And I really hope Geno continue to ball out. Because I'm picking them to win this fucking game. I love what I saw from this team on Monday night. In Seattle. The ability to run the ball. The ability to throw the ball. The ability for your defense to play that great. Now, granted, Russ did kind of rip up apart this defense through the air. They just couldn't convert in the red zone, which is still credit to the Seattle Seahawks defense. Now, do I expect them to be as clean and precise and as perfect as they were Monday night? No, I don't. They won't always be playing in Seattle. They ain't playing in Seattle in this game, so they won't always have 12 behind them. But I do think that I trust Geno after seeing him play and seeing how they called that game for him. I do trust him a little bit more than from what I saw from Trey Lance. But to go away from this game real quick, because Kittle will be back also, I believe. I want to talk about Trey Lance for a quick second. Because I do not like how people are doing Trey Lance, bro. This kid got to look behind his shoulder every single fucking second. I already thought it was ignorant to bring Jimmy G back and sit him down as the backup. Even if you have no intentions of ever pulling Jimmy G in as the starter, why ever put your fucking starting quarterback through this type of headache? Like, I didn't like it when the Packers pulled this stunt on Aaron Rodgers a couple years ago, and people think he a dickhead. Trey Lance is being graded on an unfair, crooked scale. He get criticized for every fucking thing he do now. He just got to the NFL. Did not play his rookie year, but 2 games? It wasn't even full fucking games. And people already crucifying this dude. Oh, he a bum, he a bust, he trash. Bro, let me see how you did on your first fucking day of your new job. Let me see how great you did your first year compared to if you've been certified in this job for years now. Let me see how you worked the first day compared to this to how you are now in year 6 compared to year 1. Now, granted, there's some jackasses out there who work just as bad in year 1 as they do in year 6. There's some jackasses out there who've been in the company for 10 years and they've been worse each and every fucking year. But somehow they continue to do just enough to stay in this damn company. I mean, at this point, it's a game for them. Like, how little can I do and still not lose my job? That's what it is at this point. And to be completely honest with you, if you somebody like that who game in the system like that and you doing it like that and you actually winning, congratulations to you. I will never side with Uncle Sam. Shout out to you. Credit to you. But that ain't what we talking about right now, bro. That's not the same thing. So I really wish y'all would get off of Trey Lance nuts and let this kid be a rookie. Let him grow and become great. Like, one of the biggest problems I'm starting to see in the NFL right now is the fact that Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, all these motherfuckers coming out and getting great within a couple years, within a year or so. Because now you look at these other dudes and you don't realize Aaron Rodgers was not Aaron Rodgers his first year in the league when he played. Not when he just came in. I'm talking about when he finally started. He wasn't that great. Neither was Tom. Neither was Brady. Neither was Peyton. Neither was Eli. Now, it's so many quarterbacks who were not good within their first year or 2 years. But for some reason, it's an expectation that, because Pat Mahomes won a Super Bowl in his second or third year, and, because Tom Brady keep winning for some reason now. Like, y'all just got these weird things as to why Trey Lance should be great now, and I just don't understand it. San Francisco, they on the clock. What are you talking about? They've been with Jimmy G this many years, and they still haven't won a Super Bowl. They got there. They still didn't win it, though. What was different then, now? They wasn't on the clock and had a lot of pressure on them before? How come people want to forget and act like they forget what Jimmy G was for this offense? Like, people was acting like Jimmy G was Peyton Manning for this fucking offense. I like Jimmy G just as much as the next person. But, Jimmy G was not a Tom Brady for this offense. He was not Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen for this offense. The problem with this team could have easily been fixed if they go out and get a quarterback that is actually a great quarterback that can not just manage games like Jimmy G, but actually can be the huge difference on a game-to-game basis. And if Trey Lance ends up becoming that through nurture and maturation, then you won't be bitching then. But to be bitching this early when this kid ain't even played 18 games, 17, motherfucker ain't even played 10 games in the NFL, bro. I don't even think he got 5 games under his belt yet. I don't even think he got 5 games. And people is crucifying him. Shit gotta stop. But I'm picking Seattle to win this game in a close one. Atlanta. They blew their home opener. Arthur Smith acted like a complete fucking weirdo in the interview thing. I watched that. I did watch that. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, bro, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Maybe the video I saw was cut and I needed to see it in complete context. But either way, they head to LA to face a team that also lost their home opener. But the Rams are winning this one. Listen, I told you, I have no faith in Atlanta. I don't know what Atlanta going to end up doing with this team. I don't know if the quarterback that they drafted, I think he got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I'm tripping. But listen, Atlanta is a team that I think should definitely be competing to try to get a top pick in the draft. I don't think Atlanta is a good team. I think they played great last week because you played you know what? I like what I saw from Atlanta's defense last week. I'm not going to lie. I hated what I saw towards the back end of the game. I hated everything about Atlanta in the back end of the game. But Atlanta just seemed to have these moments where they look like one of the best teams in football. They just have some great spurts. And then they forget how to play football. It's very strange. It's strange that they continue to blow leads like this. It's strange that they continue to get the leads like this. When you see how they blow them, you're like, how did this damn team ever get this fucking lead to begin with? But, you know, such is life. I think the Rams will be far better this week when they're not playing against Josh Allen. I think that have a lot to do with the type of pressure that you put on the offense, having to compete with a Josh Allen, to score with a Josh Allen. Even though their defense did take the ball away from Josh Allen in the Bills a couple times, the offense for the Rams looked, bad. I don't think they'll look that bad this week just because I don't think Atlanta's defense will be that great. I'm not saying they can't go out there and have a great game, but I don't think it'll be a great enough game to actually. I could actually see Cooper Kupp going crazy in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I do like A.J. Terrell for the Falcons. I believe that's who the name of their corner. I really like A.J. Terrell, as a matter of fact. But I think he could be one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL if he was on a better team. It's just so hard to be great when you're on a team that's so bad, man. I'm just telling you. I done seen it so many times. I done seen so many great players leave bad teams, go to another team, and people finally realize, oh, this motherfucker is fucking generational. Or not necessarily generational, but this motherfucker is great. He would be a Hall of Famer if he was with a different team. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you right now, if Roquan Smith end up with a great organization, like with a great championship contending team, motherfuckers gonna see why he wanted the deal he wanted. I'm telling you right now. That's why motherfuckers lucky that Lamar don't have all pros outside of the lines for him. Outside for him. Because then you'd understand why he want the contract that he want. It's no coincidence that he realized how great he is without having the weaponry that these other quarterbacks have. Come on, man. Man's not stupid. But I'm taking the Rams to win that game, and I don't think it's going to be close. Miami, Baltimore. Now, this is an interesting game because I have been thinking about this game all week. At one point in time, I had the Dolphins winning this game. Just because I was overthinking it. But I'm not picking the Dolphins to win this game. It's Baltimore's home opener. I don't really think. See, some people talking about, Miami beat them last year. I don't know why they do this to Lamar because, they never mentioned when we beat Josh Allen. When we played him again, they never brought up, Lamar beat him before. They acted as if we had never played this motherfucker before. Like, it's crazy how the media decide to talk about certain quarterbacks and how they talk about others. Because the big story now is, they beat Lamar last year. Lamar blasted these motherfuckers before. So it's very strange. But I do like Miami's defense. It's not even necessarily that I like their defense as much as it is Miami got a lot of great pieces on defense. And if they can put together a complete game with Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Raekwon Davis, I think. It's just so many different players on Miami's defense who can wreck the game and who can wreak havoc in this game. And so I really like Miami's defense. But I'm still picking Baltimore to win this because I think Baltimore's offense will get it going like at a high clip this week. I'm not saying I think we're going to put up 20 plus, 25, 30 points this week. And if we don't, we're going to lose this game. And what's crazy is it's not even that I think we're going to lose this game because we can't put up those points. I think you have to be able to score those type of points against Miami for the simple reason I don't think that Tua and those boys can put up 30 points with ease. Like if Tua and them put up 30 points, I think that's gonna be like one of the hardest fought 30. Or maybe it's because your defense just playing like shit if they throwing up 30s. But tackling is gonna have to be a thing. Like Baltimore gonna have to make tackles because Tua gonna throw a lot of short routes. And if you let them pick up, crazy yards after those short catches, could be a long day. And I also think if Baltimore can build up a good lead on Miami, I think Baltimore, because I really think it's gonna be hard for Miami to score. Because I think Baltimore's defense is gonna make it to now. Marlon Humphreys is doubtful, Marcus Peters is doubtful, so that'll be interesting if those two guys aren't playing. But I do think it's going to be a long day for Tua, just because I think the Ravens secondary and the Ravens defense is better than it even was last year. Like, I think Baltimore's defense is going to be a problem for Miami. I think this year, Baltimore's defense is going to be, Baltimore's defense when it's healthy is always good, but I think it's going to be one of the best units in the league this year. Like, I think it's going to really be a problem for quarterbacks trying to score on this defense on a consistent basis. Because when the Ravens are locked in, they have the personnel to be able to defend every blade of grass against a quarterback like Tua. Even against Pat Mahomes and them boys, I believe. But especially against Tua, a dude who not really pushing it down the field as much. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Baltimore to win that one. And I don't think it's going to be too close. I think it will probably win that one by like 15 points. New England, Pittsburgh. Yo, I think I saw New England had was favored in this game or something. That's crazy. Yeah, I know I love Mac Jones, man, and it ain't even my Alabama fandom. I told y'all, I don't fuck with Alabama no more. I fuck with JSU now, Jacksonville State now, Deion's college. But I do like me some Mac Jones. And I will remind you of what I've been saying very consistently at this point, that the Patriots are holding Mac Jones back. And that's sad to see. But I believe Mac Jones will come out here and have just as much. I think Mac Jones struggled you saw him struggle against the Dolphins. Mac Jones, in my opinion, is going to struggle more against Pittsburgh. Even without TJ Watt, they will be able to provide pressure. Even without TJ Watt, they'll be able to get to him. Even without TJ Watt, they'll be able to throw him off of his game. Mike Tomlin is going to have a game plan. The biggest thing that I know Mike Tomlin's seeing across from him, though, it's not a receiver who we fear. It's not one receiver who we think can fuck this game up for us. So we got the whole playbook to us, and we don't think Mac Jones can fuck this game up for us. You see, while I'm not the biggest fan of the quarterbacks playing for Pittsburgh, Trubisky really didn't impress me last week. He lucked up with having short fields, almost still lost the game because his inability to score points. I still don't think the Patriots going to have an ability to score points either. Sure, if Pittsburgh defense decide to play bad and let you run all over them, that's not going to happen. So I do think this is going to be a grinded out game. Gritty, tough, defense, dirty, get your jersey fucked up, pulled on, a lot of penalties. Pittsburgh's going to end up winning the ugly one again this week. So I got Pittsburgh. They'll probably even pull it out with a game-winning field goal. Indy taking on Jacksonville. Jacksonville let me down last week, man. They really let me down. They really lost. They ended up losing that game after making a good little push at the end of the game, man. I was really disappointed. But I like what I saw towards the back end of the game. Another situation in which I didn't like the whole thing that I saw, but I did like the second half as opposed to the other games where I hated the second half and I appreciated the first half. But I do like some of the things that I saw from, listen, at least this team can go out there with a better offensive game plan than they had in the past last year with that nonsense. And I'm going to be honest with you. I I got more faith in Matt Ryan than I previously had. Because even though they did tie with the fucking Texans last week, I did like how they started running offense at the back end of that game. And if they can come out in this game and start off running the offense the way they did in that other game, the Colts might be able to find something. Because if you can play the way they played in the back end of that game and run the ball effectively, play defense, that's a formula to win this division. And I really think they could end up getting back to that. And so while I did pick Jacksonville to win this division, I actually think the Colts are going to win this game. And I really want to pick Jacksonville to win this game. I really do. But I like the Colts defense. And I really like how they started playing last week. Now, ending with a tie with the Texans, it do kind of throw me off a little bit. But I'm going to just try to ignore that and see the positives in how they played. While I liked how the Jacksonville Jaguars played towards the back end of the game, I really think if the Colts put together that type of game plan that they did at the second half of that game and continue to do that throughout the season and run the ball, yeah, this will probably be the best team in this division. So I got the Colts winning this game. And I think this will be a close one too, because I don't think Jacksonville going to get blown out. The Giants head into Cleveland and take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Browns. Everybody been talking about the elf. I can't even remember the name of the elf. But yeah, everybody been talking about the elf. Listen, I think the Browns have hideous uniforms. I think the Browns have hideous mascot. I just hate everything about the Browns, to be completely honest with you. I mean, who the fuck has a brown and orange uniform, bro? Two colors that are basically the same color if you lighten it up and darken it. Like, what kind of fucking sense does that make? That's one. Two, if you really glance at the shits long enough, the shit start to look good. That's what I hate about the uniforms. Because if you really look at them for too long, you'll be like, you know what, these shits ain't that bad. And I hate that, because them shits is hideous. I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. And one of the ugliest uniforms to me is when they have brown with the white pants, bro. Because I'm just like, yo, this is a really hideous fucking outfit. And I do hate the orange on brown also. I hate the helmets. Blank ass helmets, like, come on, dog. Like, I really hate everything about Cleveland's uniforms. But like I said, you get enough weed in my system, enough THC in my system, and I look at them bitches long enough, I'm going to say them bitches is far. I'm going to be like, them shit's kind of alright. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the game. It's hard for me to pick this game because Jacoby was bad last week. But the defense was able to get them that win. And while Joe Flacco is not that much better than Baker Mayfield, probably, I don't really know how to determine if he is or isn't, to be completely honest with you. I understand he's more accomplished, but I really don't know right now if Joe Flacco is better than Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield really ain't good. So that's why it's hard for me to pick this game, because Cleveland should not have won against Carolina last week. But, I mean, you got your kicker, got you through it. But now you at home. This is a tough pick for me. This really is, because I don't trust. Obviously, I love Joe Flacco for everything he did for the Ravens, but at this point in his career, I don't trust him. I don't trust Jacoby. I'm taking the Browns because I like the Browns running game more. I'm glad I thought about that. So if Chubb and Kareem Hunt can grind out yet another big win. Now, I do think it'll be kind of harder for them to run the ball. Now, I don't think that the Jets is some crazy run-stopping team just because they stopped the Ravens. The Ravens don't have their two starting running backs still. So I really wasn't impressed with them being able to stop the run. Everybody should be able to stop Baltimore's run right now. The motherfuckers don't have their starting running backs. They don't have the starting one or the backup running backs. They're one or two right now. I don't think, and plus, even if Baltimore's two running backs were healthy, Baltimore, those two running backs is not the same as Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Those is two prime motherfucking running backs who could be starters for any team in this league. Kareem Hunt is legitimately a starting running back, backing up another starting running back. This shit's wild. People talk about Tony Pollard. Bro, Kareem Hunt is far better than Tony Pollard. Like, that's the motherfucker who people should be trying to trade for if you need a running back. See, that's the thing. You would think that either Tampa Bay, Kareem Hunt was a Chief. They need to try to make that reunion. Dead ass. Kareem Hunt would be so great for the Chiefs right now. Like, the Chiefs that offense would go to another level with a Kareem Hunt. That's so crazy that I just thought about that. The Chiefs need to go out there and invest in bringing back Kareem Hunt, dead ass. Hey, let bygones be bygones. What they say, this is a business at the end of the day. So let it be a business and make a great business decision, getting Kareem Hunt. But I do think the running backs for the Browns will be able to run them to a victory in this one. So I'm going to take Cleveland to win this one against New York. Cincinnati taking on Dallas. Not going to spend too much time on this one. Cincinnati should be able to go into Dallas and win this one. Cooper Rush is starting. There is no Dak. Cincinnati should win that. Arizona taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, see, this is a matchup where it's Kyler Murray versus another quarterback, and I'm like, yeah, that should be pretty exciting because they are around the same level. Kyler Murray, Derek Carr. Now, I think Derek Carr and them boys are going to win this because I don't think Kyler has actually. I think the Cardinals are going to struggle once again. The only thing is, Kyler's about to face a hell of a pass rush this week, and Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, if they can get it going. It's going to be a very interesting game. And you know Chandler going to be hyped up to play against his former team. I don't really think Derek Carr is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. I really think they are around the same spot, like 11, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 12. So it's not really that much of a separation. I think the difference in this game is going to be Devontae Adams. I don't think the Cardinals' defense is going to be good this year. I just don't think the Cardinals have a complete team. I also don't think you can deal with the shit that they dealt with in the offseason and come out and have a phenomenal season unless you have that type of quarterback. I don't think Kyler is that type of quarterback. I think Devontae Adams could have another Devontae Adams type of game in this game. I think he could be. Derek Carr should not go out there and throw 3 picks again. I don't think that'll happen. I'm still not really sold on Josh Jacobs. I think he had that one great season. I'm not saying he a bad running back. I just don't think he is a bell cow running back. And I don't think they should. I don't know. I'm watching Josh Jacobs very closely, but I just think the weapons that they have, and plus Derek Carr can beat these type of teams. This ain't Justin Herbert. This ain't Pat Mahomes. This ain't Lamar. This ain't, Allen. This is a quarterback that Derek Carr should be thinking to himself, I'm better than. He should always be thinking he's better than every quarterback. But he should definitely come into this matchup thinking there's no reason I should not be, win this game. I'm the better quarterback. I should be able to do more for my team than, what I'm saying? So I do think Vegas, plus it's Vegas at home. So I really think Vegas is about to put on a show in this one. You know what's so crazy? I actually think that the Cardinals could get their ass whooped in this game too. Like, I think the Cardinals could get their ass spanked by every single team in the AFC West except for the Broncos. And the only reason I don't think the Broncos will spank their ass is because I don't know if the Broncos have the actual core to do it. But if they actually had just like a crazy week, it would be against the Cardinals. Because I just don't think Kyler Murray is. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Kyler Murray they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something. Because the Cardinals don't have the feel that they're supposed to feel. Like that. I'm not supposed to feel like this about Kyler Murray. I'm not supposed to be progressively feeling worse and worse about Kyler leading this team. And yet, here we are. But I'm taking Vegas to win that game. And like I said, that could actually be an ass whooping. Houston, Denver. Denver is opening. They have their home opener. They will win this game. Listen, Houston, I was watching. I meant to say more about Buddy in this game, Davy Mills. Yeah, he's not a good quarterback to me. He can do some good things, but I realized why people thought he was a good quarterback. Because you had no expectations. To me, Davis Mills is backup. Listen, there might not be some people who agree with that. I think that'll play out the more and more you look at him. I really hated the second half of the game for Davis Mills. When you had that type of lead and you got that much time and you just cannot do anything, bro. Like, I don't know. And that happened a lot last year too. So I'm not really into the Davis Mills train anymore. I'm happy I ranked him where I ranked him in my quarterback ranking. Denver's going to win this game. And I actually think Denver can win this game pretty handily. And the last game on the slate, we made perfect fucking timing. I'm going to just let y'all know that. The Sunday night matchup kind of got me rocky. It's Packers-Bears, Bears at the Packers. I'm kind of rocky on this game because I didn't really like what I saw from the Bears offense last week. Definitely didn't like what I saw from the Packers offense last week. And I really think both defenses could come out and have great games. I think this could be a defensive NFC, whatever the fuck division this is, matchup. Like, this could be a in the dirt, in the mud, gritty, grimy. Like I said about the Patriots and the Steelers, that could be this type of game Sunday night, which I would hate because I prefer those late night games to have more scoring in them and that, not put me to sleep. But especially after I done watched all these games in a day and I'm already tired, and it's easy to put me to sleep if the game boring. But I think that's the type of game this could end up being, like a very low scoring game. And I was going to pick the Bears to win this game, but I'm not doing it. I have to believe that the Packers will find a way to win this game at home. And if they don't, that will change the way I pick for the Packers the rest of the season. So I actually hope they lose this game because then that'll really confirm what I'm thinking in my head. But I'm not going to do it. I don't have the gall, I don't have the guts, the cojones to pick against Aaron Rodgers at home against the Bears. So we will see if he still owns Chicago. But with that, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint, the weekly prediction video, if we calling it that. We gotta come up with a name for this thing, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody for joining me, man. Listen, man, I would really appreciate it if y'all liked up the videos, shared the videos, and got other people to interact and join in on the community and become a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost you nothing to subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to show the kid a little bit of support. Listen, I'm a cool motherfucker. I don't care if you hella critical, you know what I'm saying? I want you to be critical. I want you to have your own opinions and have some shit for me to discuss. Because the best, to be completely honest with you, the more and more, if y'all interact with the videos, post comments and things like that on how you feel about certain sport topics, I'm going to talk about it. Like I said, 100% chance that I'm going to talk about a comment in the comment section with a sports take. It just is what it is. I'm not at the level where I can just ignore them and be like, oh, well, there's so many people in the comment section, man. I can't get to all the Nah, my boy. I can see it very easily in comment. Hell, even if I had those type of comments, I ain't gonna say that because who knows how tough that'll be to try to pin them down. But I would appreciate it if y'all shared the video, got other people to, get a kid a check me out, look me up. You know what I'm saying? Give me a shot. But I appreciate you for joining me. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Give my Dukes a kiss on the cheek and the forehead for me. Hug her up, love up, Pops. Because we need dad in the world. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Share the video. Like the video. Tell somebody you fuck with them and love them. Go out there and make somebody's day doper, man. Saint out.
How the fuck I pay a couple card notes and ain't even whipping? How the fuck I'm putting food on the table while I ain't living? Cursed from being alone with these dreams of a happy home. So when I think it's really love, I give them anything they want. I got stupid shit I did as a kid defining me lately. When I try to open up a new chapter, they still hate me. My mental, my only drug, so I'm doing this shit alone. Last time I fought depression and she got me on my zone. One bad move for thuggery, hit record from luxury. Pop said some shit that stuck with me. All it take is a mustard seed. Yesterday I caught $40 of pot those.